So we'll start with a pose.
Oh my God, am I so cringe? I'm so cringe!
It's cringe when you think it's cringe.
Okay, go.
Keep seeing so many people saying, oh, she lives in a house, she's not a gypsy. Bruh, it's in your blood. I do live in a chalet. Even if I lived in a house, it still makes you a gypsy.
Shantel is 23. She lives with her husband Swaley on a small private site which she shares with her in-laws. But it's not only her home, it's also where she's built an army of loyal fans.
I'm Stacey, nice to meet you. Are you okay? Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. You look lovely.
You like a drink?
I would love a drink. This is obviously like the living area, your kitchen. Is your bedroom down the other end?
Yeah, I'll show you. We won't go in the spare room because it's very untidy at the moment. Like,
lovely.
when I've lived in a trailer for a long time, it's like this is massive compared to a trailer.
Do you TikTok every day?
I tried to. I only done it for a laugh because I was bored. Like, what else was there to do? And then all of a sudden, followers. And then I started doing the cleaning when I got married. I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. I might as well just film myself cleaning. And then it got like, it just blew up. Right, so we got all my cleaning stuff. We got some Spanish cleaning stuff what you can try.
Okay.
Ready, go.
There's literally not one speck of dust on this cloth.
Like a lot of people, that's why they're so interested, I think, in the gypsy ways of cleaning, is because I think we do things, like certain things differently.
Not a bad cleaner, I'm just not Shantel standard. It's like, it takes hours and hours
Yeah,
and
people
hours.
just think, oh, yeah, put the phone there and video. You got to edit it. You got to, like, especially with the stop-start one. So, like, if I was going to do that, you keep the cloth there, you go back to the camera, stop it, move it an inch, go back, stop it.
Yeah.
With gypsy boys, they don't get taught to clean. They're just taught work to provide for families. The girls, on the other hand, they had a cloth in their hand when they was newborns. They'd just be ready for it.
Do you ever get any hassle? Do you get people saying, oh, we're trying to sort of fight against the idea that women are only good for cooking and cleaning? Do you get any of that?
I get that. I get a lot of people saying she's doing the same thing every day. She must be bored. Personally, when I was younger, all I wanted to be was a mum, and I wanted to, you know, have a husband and a home. I wanted that. There's worse things I think a 23-year-old could be doing. Do you know what I mean?
So, you know, different women want different things. And if that is genuinely what you want, then who on earth is anybody to tell you what you should be, what's aspirational?
Hi.
Swaley, it's so lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you for
It's
allowing
no
me
problem,
into
no
your
problem.
home.
That's
I'm
fine.
sure it wasn't an easy decision.
Yeah. Nah, for her, I'll do anything. It's just me going on camera, it's like, but I'll do anything for her, you know.
And
She's here now.
congratulations. I mean, you've only been married a couple of years.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah. Only been a couple of years, never spent a day apart.
And so I'm told.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that you slid into her DMs.
Yeah.
Talk me through
I
that.
don't know about.
When did you propose?
What was it? 6, 7 weeks? I was a bit quick. Dad did say to me, he said, look, he said, I trust you and everything. He said, you're an honest fellow and everything. He said, but it is a bit quick. I said, well, I do know that, Uncle. I said, you know what I mean? I said, but, you know, I explained to him how I felt and that. He said, well, get engaged, he said, and take it from there.
Yeah.
Love at first sight, really. Was it important to you that you married a gypsy woman, a traveller woman?
I'm going to go against gorgeous, you know what I mean? We all live here and bleed the same, don't we? But it's just like that thing, just to marry a traveller, really.
So I'm what's known as a gorger, which is a word gypsies use for a non-traveller. I can see why they might want to marry within their own community when they're trying to protect the values and traditions that they hold dear.
Oh, listen, he is her biggest cheerleader, truly. He's very much Team Shantel, which is exactly how it should be, of course.
When I started doing the TikTok, obviously I started just, you know, funny videos, me and my sister doing stupid stuff. And then when I started talking about mental health, I found like so many more people was like opening up to me. I've had other like travelling women saying like, you know, we've never been told to talk about these things, you know. I never heard anyone in my community really talk about it. I mean, it was very, very hard because Swaley said to me, he was like, you do know you're going to get hate on there. I read the comments and people were so horrible.
Oh, the pits, yeah.
And I was like, how can you do that? How can you sit on your phone, have and enjoy the rest of your day? Like, right saying and go, ha, yeah, that's really funny, I'm going to go. Not thinking how she's going to feel.
So Swaley anticipated that some people would be unkind.
He worried for my feelings about it. He said, like, you got to understand, like, whatever you're going to post and whatever you're going to do, you're going to get hate for it. And he said, like, if you're brave enough to do it, he said, I'll stand by you. He said, but if you're brave enough to do it, he said, you do it. And if you think that'll help you or help others, you do it.
That requires courage, doesn't it, to stand up and say, actually, I feel like I want to talk about this, even though loads of people within my community might not. So that must have been quite daunting.
You gotta be really strong-minded to do it.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be prepared for what's about to come.
Despite moving away when she got married, she speaks to her granny every day.
This is the one I done the other day. Oh, God.
Yeah, I like that one. That is so good what you've done, Shantel. Hello, girl.
Granny Rita has come over for the day and brought an old box of photos with her.
You've brought these down, Rita, from the chalet?
Is that you? That one looks like you,
that's
and
me.
that looks like your mum.
Yeah, when you're travelling around, you mix with all different travellers, up country, down.
Different families.
Different families, yeah. That was pea picking, it's Somerset.
There have been Romany gypsies like Shantel's family in the UK for over 500 years. Until around 60 years ago, they typically lived in caravans and trailers, travelling to pick up seasonal work.
It was hard, I suppose, for them in them days, but I think they were more happier. We'd have a fire, always had a fire outside, so that was the only eating we had. And they'd cook outside, they'd sit round there talking and telling stories and all the rest of it, you know what I mean, having a sing-song.
And what do you make of your Shantel's TikTok page?
I think it's a very good thing. You know, don't think of others, what they think of you. Think of what it's doing to you in here. And if it's getting it off your chest and you're getting out there and people's coming and saying to her, you know, I'm so pleased you've helped me a lot. And she can help somebody else and that person can help somebody. And I think it's a good thing. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Hi, Swayley.
You all right?
How are you?
I just think what she's doing in terms of encouraging conversation shouldn't be underestimated. And I think there's a way of doing it whilst still respecting your culture. And I think she illustrates that perfectly. I think she's a really perfect example of that.